going on? It's Jamil the Real Deal, aka Quiet Jams. I'm here with. I did it. I did
Always
it.
too much.
Yeah.
Always too much and never enough at the same time. I'm.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said. That's not what I see. Exactly. Look, you literally put always too much. You took what I said and then added extra to try and spice it up. Always doing too much.
You don't like spices?
You are King DTM.
Doing too much.
It's a simple intro.
If y'all didn't get it, it's. I mean, I'll get to the rest of it. You know, like yeah. I'm joined by. Let's see. No, you know what? You get to go last now. I'm just joined
cool.
by Disciple Dashni. I was gonna put Ty last.
All right.
Yeah, I was just joined by Disciple Dashni and Tasso Fly, aka Chuckles over here. We're doing a season 1 recap of Inuyasha because his sequel just came out. Well, not really his sequel. His kid's sequel came out.
I mean, it's a sequel to the show, so
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it works.
So
regarding his daughter.
Exactly. I haven't watched or seen any of the episodes. I've seen a trailer. It looks like it might be kind of fire. So I'm waiting for it to build up a little bit of a catalog and then gonna dive into it.
Yeah, Yashahime looks interesting.
Yeah, there you go. That's the name. That's what I wanted somebody to say. Like, yo, someone just drop that real quick.
Yashahime.
Quick confessions. Honestly, I couldn't think of a good confession for this because this is, I mean, like it's Inuyasha. It's like, your sword wielding, half demon, blood spewing anime. So honestly, I was just gonna think, when was the first time you watched Inuyasha?
Junior high.
Junior high?
Junior high on Adult Swim.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. About the same.
Since it would definitely have to be about middle school, which is same as junior high for people out there.
So I don't count middle school. I didn't go to a middle school, so it's junior high for me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Brockton over here in the house.
Yeah, they just do junior highs. They don't do the middle school.
It's been switched now. Now they're doing middle schools, which
Oh.
I'm gonna leave my feelings on that alone. But
I mean,
things on. I don't know why they changed it. We were perfectly fine. Elementary school, junior high, high school, college. Like,
I mean,
I don't know why.
Junior high does sound more official if y'all want to be like for real. But I mean, like, why not just have like elementary, middle, high, like small, medium, low? That's come on, just like shirt sizes. They don't have an extra large, but
Nah,
that's what college is for.
I ain't rolling. I ain't rolling with it.
You got
Doesn't like it.
Get ready for the disciples' rage.
It was gotta. Nothing rage about that. I raged enough. I raged enough on that subject, like in real life.
Yep.
But definitely junior. I probably like around 8th grade. I want to say. But as for my quick confession in regards to Inuyasha, my favorite character is Jockin.
Oh,
he's the GOAT.
There you go. Okay.
Jock is the GOAT. That dude is hilarious.
I'll give you that. Jockin is the man. He carrying around that staff.
The staff of 2 heads.
Yeah.
The staff of 2 heads. But think about it. We can go into one. I'll go into it more when we talk about the episode. But yeah, Jockin's definitely my favorite character of the series.
Who's my favorite character?
My favorite character is Moroku, just because like he'd be a little slick sometimes. Like, yo, what's going on? Sorry, I gotta wave.
Wait, who's your favorite character?
Moroku, the lecturer.
Of course. Not surprising.
I was gonna say he would choose that.
No, he's slick with his lecturer. He's like kind of funny about it. Sometimes he'd be like in your face, like my intentions were noble, so my bad. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to pick. Normally, I'd pick like a superpowered person or something as my favorite character, but I'm gonna go with Shippo. I like him. He's A little funny.
Of all the people, that Shippo might be the worst side character of like all anime. Like Shippo's trash.
I'm just saying, he's there. He's got a little illusion kind of power. Like,
Shippo's
he's just
trash.
he's just chilling.
Shippo's worse than Puar and Oolong. All right,
Mm,
he's more useless than
dang.
Puar and Oolong. No, Shippo is trash because he's whiny and he's annoying. At least Puar and Oolong, they can transform, help him out. His Shippo does the same thing. His Foxfire is awful. Okay, doesn't hurt no villains. He's straight up trash. And then he got the audacity to sit there and talk ish to Inuyasha like he's somebody.
Like he's on the same level. I hear you.
He's
He's
scrappy.
running his
He's
mouth.
scrappy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we got another Shippo apologist. Is that what I'm hearing?
No,
I'm just
I'm
saying
not. I'm an apologist because I'm not a big Shippo fan. He's the cute character that can't do anything.
Yeah.
Even Kagome is more useful than Shippo.
Shippo big time trash.
I mean, like
Big
I like
time
Sango
trash.
too. I think
Yes.
she's cool.
Sango's
You-
wasted
you-
potential.
You should have just went with Sango. But Sango's kind of beast. She got that boomerang. She be killing
That
mad
boomerang's
demons.
tight. That
I
boomerang's
really,
tight.
really wish it's a cool weapon because it's different, but a boomerang isn't really the most practical weapon to me. I really feel like that was a out of left field kind of weapon choice for her. I'm like, yo, boomerang?
What's wrong with using a boomerang as a weapon?
I mean,
Yeah, no.
like it don't always
Yo,
come back. Hey.
Sokka used a boomerang. That thing was beast in Avatar. In Soul Calibur 2, Link.
Wow.
In Soul Calibur 2, Link had a boomerang. You throw it, someone try to duck, comes right back, hit him in the back of the head. What boomerang doesn't come back?
Yeah, I was
I
kind of fierce
mean-
at Soul Calibur. Just want to throw that out there.
For someone who don't like Avatar as being dropped as anime, you like to drop it a lot. I'm just saying.
I know. Chris dropped it a lot. I'm just saying.
You had to do an honorary mention for Chris not being here today. I got you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, in terms of using boomerangs as weapons, they're pretty effective for some people.
I mean, a regular sized boomerang, not one that's bigger than you.
Hey, she knew how to
It just
wield it.
means-
No
Yeah.
one got a problem when you see Cloud and all those other Final Fantasy characters walking around the big ass swords that are twice their size, right? They can wield it just fine. Why can't
That's
Sango
true.
wield that boomerang? She trained
That's
for it.
true. That's
Whatever.
But,
It's not the weapon, but I also know she has a sword and she never uses the sword.
but yeah, see, now that's a different story. I got no answer for that.
Mm-mm.
It's
Uh,
like you see it on her hip. when she gets into a close range fight, all of a sudden it's like, oh no, I can't use my boomerang. I'm like, yeah, no ish. Like, come on.
I got no answer for that.
It's an accessory.
All
It's like a necklace or a bracelet. It's just hanging there on the side.
Oh, my sword's so cute. My wakizashi.
Hey, but she's nice with the boomerang, and she gives us Kilala, so I'm
Yeah,
fine
That's
with
true.
that.
If I had a
Kilala.
choice of a pet in the world, that would be Kilala.
Kilala's kind of beast.
Literally.
I like it.
So let's
Alright.
get into it.
Yeah, let's
Let's
take
do
us
it.
into episode 1, man. Or-
This show, it starts off with like Inuyasha. It's funny because like the show just starts off and everybody's just like, "Yo, we gotta run, protect this daughter," and then you see like Inuyasha just bust into this shrine to steal the jewel, and he's on his way, and it's just like, "Yo, this series is starting off real action fast. Like, why is he after this jewel?" And then
Mhm.
obviously he reveals that he's like, "Yeah, with this jewel, I can finally become full demon." And all of a sudden, it's like, you think he's nice and he's on his way, and she's all you hear is Inuyasha, and then Kikyo, all bloodied up. It was just like, shoots that arrow, try to shoot right into his chest, and I'm just like, dang, with the last of her strength. I was like, first of all, why is she bloodied up?
right?
How she's still shooting that arrow perfectly while she's bloodied up, and this dude was just like, duh,
I know.
drops
And
the
he
jewel,
was-
and gets started.
He was super confused too. Like, yo, Kikyo? Like, what are you doing here right now? Because he wasn't expecting her to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we find that out later on what happened between them, but it was just like, yo, like, what? When I first saw that first episode coming to, like, when I was like first saw Inuyasha, I was just like, yo, this is a lot to unpack in like 5 minutes. I was just like, yo, what is going on here? And then Kagome's little sister, Kaede, Usama was already missing the eye at this point. I mean, it's like,
Kikyo's little sister, not Kagome.
my bad, yeah. Kikyo's little sister, Kaede, was already missing an eye at this point for some reason.
Yeah.
It's kind of suspect. Why is this 5-year-old child or whatever missing an eye? Like, what's going on in this village?
Feudal Japan's a little bit rough, you know.
Yeah,
what do they call it? I know it's the feudal Japan era, but what do they call it? Like the Shukengome or something like that?
Oh man, I don't
I don't
remember
know.
the exact name.
I don't, me either. They keep saying the feudal lord era.
Yeah. This is something we can easily fact check.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fact check.
But what's it called? And then Kikyo's just like, we gotta protect this jewel. Apparently, this jewel's like some super important jewel. She's like, bury me with the jewel.
I know.
I'm just like,
I love the fact that I'm sorry, but I love the fact that like, because in every single other show, everyone's always like, okay, I'm gonna hide this thing and no one's ever gonna find it. And she was like, no, burn it with my body. That was like the most important thing. I was like, oh my goodness, she finally decided to just destroy the thing that people are always after. Like it was a revolutionary thing.
or at least you thought.
Yeah, at least you thought,
Facts.
you know.
Facts.
Yes.
Got like 2 minutes of that.
Okay, and by the way, it's the Sengoku period. That's what it's called, the Sengoku.
Okay.
That's the
Sengoku.
feudal era of Japan.
You take that.
Yep. And so you fast forward, and after she gets buried, we get fast forward to the future, and we see Kagome and her family. Kagome's she's a freshman, right? Because she's like 15.
Yeah.
I think she's doing her ninth grade. She's in ninth grade of Japan, of course. Typical anime. You gotta have the teenagers. Either they're in like between 13 and 16 in typical Japan fashion.
That's right.
With the skirts and everything.
And like it's funny because like I was like reading and looking up some stuff, and I guess between like the English and Japanese like cast, like in the English dub and the Japanese version, there are Kagome's like demeanor is a bit different. She's more of like headstrong and like passionate in the original version, in the original dub. But then in the English dub, Kagome, she's a bit of a ditz in the English dub.
That's how they made most of the high school teenage girls in most of the animes. They're like kind of ditzy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't really change the actions. Her actions, like, she's really decisive. She's not really like apprehensive, and she doesn't really make a whole lot of like judgment errors. I mean, I guess she kind of does, but she's tried and true, like with the arrow and everything. She learns how to do it, and she doesn't shy away from that. So, yeah.
Well, anyway, Kagome's looking for her cat, and honestly, this cat is more trouble than it's worth. This cat gets way too much airtime throughout the series. I know we're just talking about season 1, but this cat gets way too much airtime. I'm telling you, it's more trouble than it's worth. And so she's looking for her cat, and she ends up at the well, her family's well or whatever. And it was called the Bone Eater's Well, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It was.
Yeah,
Bone Eater's Well.
What kind of a well? Why would you want that in
your backyard?
House? Yeah, why would you want that in your backyard?
A well that hasn't given you water for hundreds of years, but you still keep it. Like, what are you doing?
And it's called the Bone Eater's Well.
I wouldn't keep it.
Yeah, no.
So she goes into the well looking for her cat, and all of a sudden she gets attacked by Mistress Centipede.
Yeah.
Yeah, the name isn't too clever. It's just that she's a demon centipede, so we're calling her Mr. Centipede. And so she gets attacked by Mistress Centipede drags her into the well and is trying to like kill her. And then Kagome like breaks free of Mistress Centipede because a light emits, a pink light emits from her hand. And Kagome lands safely at the bottom of the well. And when she climbs out, I don't know how she climbed out of that well because she was deep.
Right?
That well is like 20 to 25 feet deep. And somehow she got up. I don't remember there being like vines or anything for her to climb up out of. And she was just like, oh, I'm hopping out of this well. That's like
Every
25 feet deep.
Yeah. She was a natural born rock climber.
Yo, that thing was ridiculous. So she climbs up and she realizes that she's not at home. And it's interesting to know that she travels back 500 years into the past, but that past is what 50 years from when Inuyasha got pinned to the tree.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So it's 500 years in her past, but 50 years in Inuyasha's future.
Yeah.
For Inuyasha.
Yeah, so he's been lying dormant and attached to this tree for 50 years. And then the Shikon jewel, like its presence basically wakes him up. Like, whoa. And he smells Kagome's blood, thinking it's Kikyo's blood.
Mm-hmm.
And
you skipped a whole lot.
He jumped into it. He jumped into it.
Because Mr. Kagome's at the village and she meets Kaede.
Yep.
And Kaede thinks she's Kikyo. She's like, yo, you're the spitting image of my sister Kikyo.
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Centipede comes back to attack Kagome because she's sensing the jewel. So she's coming after Kagome. And then that's when she attacks Kagome. Kagome's bleeding. So Inuyasha just smells the blood. Yo, she took a big bite out of Kagome's ribs.
Oh.
Like, yo, how do you survive that? That don't even make any sense.
She made it.
A big chunk out of the side of the body. And so she's bleeding. She runs into the forest. And Inuyasha, that's when he wakes up and he's like, you look kind of dumb, Kikyo. And it's like, he keeps calling her Kikyo because he thinks she's Kikyo. Because you find out she's the reincarnation of Kikyo.
Kikyo. I don't know who Kikyo is, but I'm Kagome. That's what happens.
Ridiculous.
I'm sorry.
And so Mr. Centipede grabs the jewel and grows it to her full form, which goes to show you how weak Mr. Centipede really was. Because anybody else who catches the jewel somehow gets this insane power boost, and Mr. Centipede was just like, "Oh, here's my full form," but you didn't really get much stronger. You were straight up trash. And so Inuyasha's like, yo, if you don't want to die, you gotta free me. Kaede's like, nah, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. It's it is hilarious. It's just what do you expect it to do? They're both tied up to this tree. Mrs. Centipede's questioning her. Y'all ain't doing anything. You villagers ain't stopping the centipede.
Right.
So it's what choices does Kagome really have? Either get crushed by the centipede or free this half demon. So Kagome frees that half demon.
Right. She ain't got no problem with him.
Yep. And again, this goes to show you how weak Mr. Centipede is, because Inuyasha straight up kills her with his Iron Reverse Soul Stealer attack. It's just with his claw attack, just that's probably one of his weakest attacks, if not the weakest attack in his arsenal.
Yep.
Yeah, actually. Other than that, he got Blades of Blood.
Blades of Blood. That might be weaker.
He can only use it when he's damaged, I think. But yeah, I don't think they really power scale him.
Yeah. So, to be completely annihilated by that attack while you've eaten the sheik, after you've eaten the Shikon jewel,
the whole
thing,
not even a shard, even a shard. You had the whole jewel, Mr. Centipede, and you got killed by a scratch. That's what it is. It was a glorified scratch attack.
Yeah, you weren't deserving. You weren't deserving of the jewel.
Definitely was not deserving.
No,
unfortunately.
And so Inuyasha kills the demon, and you think all is good. And then immediately after, Inuyasha tries to grab the jewel and run and take it for himself. And Kaede is just like, nah. See, he's like, I told you not to free him, and now look what he's about to do. We can't have this. Beats of subjugation time.
I know.
Just like, pew, 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 pew.
She knew what was gonna happen. She'd been preparing.
Yeah. She was prepared.
She was like, yo, how do I use this? And Kaede is just like, yo, just say the words. Say the words for sit. And she was like, what? And he was like, all right, sit.
I know.
Dude, and then gravity.
He tries to take the necklace off.
He can't. He cannot take off the beats of subjugation. And the trope is that becomes the running gag throughout the entire series. Anytime Inuyasha acts up or gets on Kagome's nerves, she just says sit, and Inuyasha immediately the necklace becomes this intense gravitational pull and just slams Inuyasha to the ground, no matter where he is. But don't get me wrong, Kagome definitely abuses that sometimes.
Oh,
She definitely abuses it.
I mean, as any, let's be honest. If your wife put a beads of subjugation on your neck, you think she wouldn't abuse it?
yeah, she definitely would.
Yeah,
Definitely would.
Hardcore.
Ty, what are you doing, Ty? Why implicate yourself like this? Your wife will be listening. Don't let him set you up like that. How are you gonna fall for that? Yo, I was trying to give you an out. You should have let me spoil. I'd be like, yo, I don't have a wife, so I can't answer. I'm good. I can answer. Yo, Ty, I was gonna give you the out. Just be like, nah, you let Jamil set you up like this.
Yeah. Alley-oop.
That's not alley-oop, nah.
I mean, I could throw the ball. I could show the ball up like that, you know.
Yo, my man gave you the rope. He gave you the rope. I was just like,
bro.
nah, man. Yo, I saw my man tied up the noose. I was like, that don't look right. That doesn't look right.
Dang.
That's all right. They only watch the quick confessions anyway. It's all good.
That's so true. That's so true. They don't go past it.
That's cool.
But yeah, Kigome.
Yes, Kagome. All right, so back to this whole thing. So she eventually, after this point, goes back to our home to, like, I guess, repack and get supplies, and she somehow brings her bike back to the feudal era with her. She shoves it down the well, comes back up the well again. Like, she must be like Spider-Man, because I don't understand how she's getting this bike up this well, back to feudal Japan. And I mean, she has it for what, almost the entire time, because
yeah,
it never really
how the bike can travel.
Yeah,
but she didn't just like go back at that time. The first time she went, she got attacked by Haru the hair demon, or Haru of the hair or whatever, and like Haru tried to kill her and slash her, and then Kagome fell through the well, and it was just like, oh wait, home. I can travel, I'm back home. And then her grandfather straight up locked up the well and sealed it up. He's like, nah, it's like, whatever's going on here, it's not, we want no parts of this. Let's seal up the well. It should have been done.
Grandpa was a shyster with his fake magic.
Yeah, Grandpa might be my second favorite of the show. He is hilarious. That guy is hilarious. And then, but Kaede got attacked. It was funny, like, because she got injured, and it was like Inuyasha's kind of burning. He's like, man, I can't believe she's dead. She's like, yo, man, she's like, I'm not dead. She's like, I'm lying right here. He's like, I'm not dead. I'm just lying right here and staying stuff. He's just like, yeah, well, we're gonna cover you here and hide you out here. She's like, you're not gonna forget about me, right?
He's like,
yeah, don't worry.
Yeah, maybe.
It was hilarious. This dude Inuyasha is ridiculous. So Inuyasha she's like, yo, if Kagome fell down this well, let me, like, I'm gonna do. He's like, he didn't know the rules to the well at all. He's just like, if she jumped to the well, I'm just gonna go right it after. So without thinking, my man just jumps in the well, and somehow he's able to transport through time as well. So he ends up in the future in Kagome's time. And like, the thing is, he sniffs her out because, my bad. We forgot to mention Inuyasha's a half dog demon. He's a half dog demon, half human. So he sniffs out Kagome's scent, and he finds her at her house. Yo, but the funny thing is, she is just chilling in her house, sipping on some tea with her grandfather. My man just opens up the door. It was just like, let's go. Like,
I know, like, dude.
She was like, what the hell? How are you here? He's like, what you?
I guess it wasn't a dream.
He broke through that well easily.
Yeah. I don't think the rules are ever really established what this well is. Like, I don't know.
Except those two can pass through.
Yeah, that's it.
And apparently, so can a bike. Some inanimate objects can pass through as well.
Yeah, first aid kit. Not necessarily first aid kit, because Inuyasha heals too fast.
That's true.
Yeah,
but it makes sense. I was gonna say, it makes sense why Kagome can go through, because she's like the reincarnation of Kikyo, so that makes sense why she could pass through. But I just I never got why Inuyasha could pass through, because, like, did he have a reincarnation that was in the future at that time that allowed him to pass through? Right.
Plot device.
Right.
Yep. yeah. For the sake of the plot.
Right. Plot jutsu. Yeah. Also, it was kind of funny to see him come to the future and be like, "Yo, let's just go. Come on, let's go. We got stuff to do. We got work."
So they go back and Inuyasha defeats Haru, this damn hair demon. That's when we're using the blades of Blades of Blood is not really a strong attack. These aren't strong attacks, and you get killed by it. So you're definitely a weak ass demon. Sorry, Haru, but bye bye. Anyways, they get Kaede. So like Kagome's in charge of protecting the jewel because she is the reincarnation of Kikyo. Yeah, and they end up meeting some like corny like jabroni type like thugs or whatever, and like they're trying to go and like the boss of this like of these thugs are trying to like take the jewel or whatever, but like he's killing his own men off some ridiculous thing, and they're fighting over the jewel. So Kagome has the bright idea to just throw the jewel out the window. First downstairs, she's like, well, if you guys are fighting over this, let me just throw it away and no one fights over it.
It's like,
no, you got put in charge of protecting the jewel. What are you doing? It turns out that the boss of this clan, has been dead for a while and was being possessed by some demon raven. And what does the demon raven do after leaving the body? Grabs the jewel. Goes right to the jewel that Kagome threw out the window. So stupid ass reason. This girl, like, she annoyed me in the early episodes. Like, come on, Kagome.
Common sense.
Yeah, but at least in season 1, she wasn't just a body to rescue. You know,
true. Although he did rescue her a lot.
But like you remember the rest of it, man. She never fought again. I feel like.
So the Raven. So and this is how and this is the basis for how the actual story of Inuyasha goes. Like the Raven takes the jewel, swallows it, and turns into a gigantic, like bigger Raven beast or whatever. Because again, the full power of the Shikon jewel powers you up. And so Kagome tries to shoot it with the arrow. You're like, oh, if I'm the reincarnation of Kikyo, and she was this cool beast with the bow and arrow, I have some of her power. And she was just like, Kikyo, lend me your strength. And you think like, yeah, all right, this is it. Time to kill this Raven. Yo, the arrow said, right. Like, yo, you a trap. Yo, Inuyasha clown.
Oh,
she was it's trash. And so the Raven end up trying to like kidnap this little boy or whatever. And they free the little boy from the Raven by like cutting off one of his claws got cut off, or talons. And it was tied to the boy's back. And so the thing was, because it's a demon and the Raven had the jewel, the foot was trying to find its way back to the Raven. Wow. So it's like, oh, if the foot's trying to go back to the Raven, let me attach the foot to a bow, and this time I won't miss. Which again, good deductive reasoning.
That was good. Yeah.
You need a little bit of some demon assistance, but okay. That's a good plan.
Using the cheat codes.
Exactly. So Kagome ties the foot of the demon bird to the arrow, and then she shoots it, and it's flying right in a gun. It lands its mark, but it lands its mark a little bit too well, because not only did it pierce the Raven, it pierced the damn jewel directly, and then all you see is this bright pink light, and then the jewel cracking into a bunch of pieces, and then it just completely shatters and spreads out across the region.
Yo, Dragon Ball style.
Yep, but even worse, because it's thousands of pieces, shards pieces. Yep. So there's hundreds of shards pieces, and so the story. So basically, that sets up the story for Inuyasha, with Kagome and Inuyasha traveling around to get the
shards
to find the pieces of it. Yes, to find the shards of the Shikon jewel. Although one of my favorite parts of season 1 is when Inuyasha gets injured and Kagome is not realizing that his injuries heal quickly, and so she's on top of him trying to heal him. He's like, "Yo, get off me!" She's like, "Nah, let me see your scars." And then Kaede's talking to little Kishes, and then the kids are just like, oh, those two seem to like each other really well. Okay, he's like, what? And then the camera pins back on Inuyasha Kagome, and she's basically just straddling him, trying to get. She's like, take off your clothes, and he's like, no. She's like, take it off now. Okay, it's like, don't look, children, don't look.
Avert the eyes.
Avert the eyes. I was dying. That's still one of my favorite parts of season 1.
I know. She goes over to them and she's like, so apparently you guys like each other a lot, but you can't be doing that here. Oh man.
That was hilarious.
No, that was really funny. I did like that. That was that was when she brought the first aid kit and he goes, I thought you'd realize by now that my body is different than yours. And she's like, wow, you have no scars, no injuries. What's going on? It's like, no, he's half demon. That's actually the episode we learned about Inuyasha's mother too. You found out that Inuyasha's mother is the half human side.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which makes his father the demon.
Yeah. Who is a Bamf. He's a badass big demon dog. Who terrorized the land. Bamf. You know what Bamf means? Come on.
I'm just
I mean, you said it on the last episode and it didn't really hit. I'm just saying, if you want to keep rolling with it, you can. If you want to keep rolling with it, see if it sticks, go ahead. Feel like, don't stop me from killing your vibe.
I was just breaking out the acronym on my hands. I was like
I'm like, you don't have to count them. There's only 4 letters, man. But yeah, he used to terrorize the land, man. Like, and he's like, oh, I aspire to be just like my dad. And it's like, your dad sounded like he was a pretty terrible demon. Like, I mean, I guess that's what you aspire to be, because he
terrible, or was he a beast?
Yeah, exactly. like he was a great demon, but in human terms, that's terrible. You don't want to be like that.
No. Yeah, and then he fell in love with a human movie.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I don't remember ever seeing his dad's human form, so I don't know how exactly that happened. But you know, Inuyasha was born.
You gotta watch. You gotta watch movie.
Oh,
3.
final act. Oh, movie 3. Okay.
His father's. They talk about more his father in the 3rd movie.
Okay. Because I was confused as a child.
Yeah, but his dad has human form. Just like Shishomaru has a human form.
That's true.
Yeah.
Speaking of Shishomaru, Shishomaru is Inuyasha's half brother.
Yeah, he comes into that
with his little henchman Jockin, and it is hilarious. Like I said, my favorite character of the show, Jockin, and the reason why Jockin is so much my favorite character is because Jockin was an actual emperor and ruler of his own people. And like one time, there's like his people were in the middle of a war, and Jockin's sitting there burning cats with the staff of 2 heads, and he sees Shishomaru come through, and Shishomaru just kills the demons where they were fighting with not even using a sword, just like with his fingernails, just kills the demons real quick. And then Jockin saw how powerful it was just like, who is this guy? I'm following him. He's my new master. And then Jockin's people were just like, yo, where are you going, master? He was just like, you got to fend for yourselves. And he just deserts and abandons his entire tribe just to be a henchman. And that is the funniest story to me. Like, it is the most hilarious thing. And then Jockin is the comedic relief of the show, because he'll be saying stuff and he'll be getting on Shishomaru's nerves. Shishomaru kind of wax him or pokes him. It's like when you first see them, they were in the boat because Shishomaru was looking for their father's grave. Yeah. And Jockin goes, oh, man, maybe Inuyasha might know. Next thing you know, Shishomaru's trying to drown Jockin in the water with his staff. I'm dying.
He's dead to me. Don't you ever mention that name around me again.
He's like, yo, I'm just saying, it might help. But the relationship between Jockin and Shishomaru is hilarious.
Yeah, Jockin is ride or die for Shishomaru, but
really
Shishomaru he will not let him. He doesn't hang him out to dry. So if Jockin gets in over his head, Shishomaru got his back. It's as kind of a douche he is to him. Oh man, Shishomaru does always have it. Shishomaru always has some kind of plot device, some kind of awesome army of massive demons or something like that. Because in that same episode, he comes out with the giant, and he's whipping the giant left and right, trying to figure out whether trying to control the reincarnated spirit of his mother, Inuyasha's mother, and then trying to like have this giant like strangle her out and everything. And it's like, yo, Jonkin, what are you doing? Sorry. Anyways,
I tell you, Jonkin's a beast. Yeah, so basically, Shishomaru was looking for his. So in order to like, even though Shishomaru doesn't want to go see Inuyasha, like he listens to Jonkin, so he devises this plan to act like Inuyasha's mother is being taken by a demon, and which is crazy that Inuyasha fell for this trap because he knows his mother is dead. So like, I don't know why he fell for it. He's trying to act like his mother was reincarnated. He knew that wasn't his mother, but of course, Inuyasha loves his mother so much that he can't help himself. And so they get transported into the dream world while Inuyasha's trying to save his mother. And Kagome realizes that it's a fake because she can see the reflection in the water and she sees no face. She's like, yo, Inuyasha, that's not your real mother. But Inuyasha is trapped in this illusion. So he's not really focused on that. And Kagome breaks out of it by another recurring character, Inuyasha, Miyogo the Flea.
Yo, Miyogo's looking at Kagome's neck, and he's like, yo, she can't even move right now. I'm just going to get me a little bit of a bite. And he gets into her neck. And then she goes, whoa, I guess I can move. All right.
Because he helped suck the blood of the illusion. But the funny thing, that's Miyogo's entry. Like, Miyogo is an old friend of Inuyasha and Shishomaru's father. And he was the one who forged the swords. He make the swords? No,
he didn't make the swords, but he kind of commissioned it. Yeah.
Yeah, Tokijin was the one who made the swords. But
he was supposed to be like the overseer of the tomb or something like that. Like he was supposed to keep that secret. Much. Yeah.
But he didn't know where it was either, he said.
No. He had no idea.
He had no idea where their tomb was.
A well-kept secret, though.
It really was. But we'll get more into that later. But Miyoga's funny just because, like, anytime he comes, the entrance is always the same. He'll appear out of nowhere, but it's always sucking on Inuyasha's neck, trying to get some blood, and then he just gets flattened because he's a mosquito, because he's a flea. And he's just like, it is hilarious, though. Miyoga's cool. Oh.
And I love how he always runs away whenever there's danger. It's like, yo, you've been missing for like the last 20 minutes. Where did you go? And it's like, I was like fending off a couple demons. I'm the man.
No, you weren't. No, you weren't. Anytime there's a sign of trouble, that dude is gone with the quickness.
Yeah, they even use that as a device to like, wait, he's gone. Hide.
That is so true. Because like you'll see him and then they go to look for his body. All you see is the pew pew, the blinking white lines around him. It's just like his body's no longer there anymore.
Yeah, danger must be coming.
But Inuyasha, so Kagome breaks free. But while Inuyasha is still in the illusion, he reveals some words and he says the black pearl to the right. Yeah, which again is confusing for a lot of people. But Shishomaru understands it and he realizes that the tomb to Inuyasha's, to their fathers, is hidden in Inuyasha's right eye.
Yeah, it was seen but not seen, guarded but unknown. Yes. Those are like the two clues, and then he goes pearl to the right. And like, I guess Shishomaru was always really, really smart in the series because he puts things together like that. And so I could have never gotten that clue, but good job, Shishomaru.
Yeah, black pearl. I've been instantly thinking water, like because of the
Inuyasha's an idiot.
Yeah, exactly. Black Pearl. That sounds like Pirates of the Caribbean.
Right? That's what I said. That's the first thing I think of. We were like water, like. But
yeah. But I love how Shishomaru comes up to him. He goes, "Look, you know what? We're gonna find out together." And he like holds him down, takes his like electricity, which I didn't realize Shishomaru had as a power, and like suctions the pearl right out of his eye, and it's like, whoa, there it is. That's the tomb. And then throws it on the ground. Has Jockin open it up with the staff, pop, and suddenly like this black vortex. Portal. Yeah, portal opens up.
They get transported to their father's tomb, and you see their father's tomb is like their father in like his big ass demon form, and you can see how really towering why their father was such a powerful demon because he has that big ass skeleton. And you find out what Shishomaru was really looking for the entire time was that Tetsaiga The sword created
The
from your
legendary
father's
sword.
fang, legendary sword. Shishomaru tries to take the sword out, but the sword has a barrier around it, and he can't touch it.
Guess who does?
Kagome.
Inuyasha, so we're just gonna reveal it like that, and that's cool.
I was doing a lead up. I was doing a lead up.
He asked exactly. The question.
I knew where you were going, Ty. I knew where you were going, Ty. That's why I was about to go into it. And then Jamil just like, as always, Jamil got spoiled it. He's like, yo.
I'm getting a 100 on this quiz. I promise you.
Cool. So yes, Kagome does pull the sword out, but Inuyasha tries beforehand. He doesn't get affected by the barrier, but he still can't pull it out.
Yeah. And then, with ease, Kagome draws the sword and goes, "What's the big deal, guys?" You can keep shaking your head. It's okay.
Nah, man. you do this all the time, man. We try to set up for this big thing and big reveal, and you just come in. Oh yeah, here's the answer.
Don't ask a question if you don't want the answer. All right. We're gonna have to set up something
the question isn't for you.
just like give me like a just hold back. Like don't on the back.
I can't.
Doing too much. King doing too much.
I can use a crown.
Always.
You need a crown. I'll get you a DTM crown, bro.
All right.
So
I like
anyways, it. So Kagome does pull the sword out, and she gives it to Inuyasha, and they're trying to fight, and she's just like, but thinking like, Tsuchiga's kind of like beat up.
Yeah.
And the sword is like, it's not really used. She's like, yo, what am I supposed to do with this sword? And Shishomaru is still kind of giving it to them, and Shishomaru goes to his full demon form. You see his like full dog form. He's like kind of beast, and he's beating the crap out of Inuyasha. Inuyasha is like terrible. And then Shishomaru is gonna. I forgot what Kagome does, but like did she shoot an arrow at Shishomaru?
Yeah.
To try to attack him because like yeah. And so Shishomaru goes to try and attack Kagome, and then Inuyasha's just like, hell no. So he jumps up to protect Kagome, and that's when you see Tsuchiga reveals its full form, this big ass blade sword when he reaches power because he needed to protect Kagome, and he completely cuts off Shishomaru's left arm or a leg in dog form.
In dog form it was a leg.
I know. He slices up the leg and then cuts it down. It was like there was no chance of rehabilitation on that. Like he never gets that leg back with that arm back.
Shishomaru is like kicks you, and Shishomaru just floats off into the air. It's just like, well, how to get out of this realm. So him and Jock can bounce.
Defeated. Team Rocket blasting off again.
Basically.
And then you see so they finally, and then Inuyasha's like, what? And then I think someone, what was it? It was Miyoga who visits like, yo, the Tsuchiga was designed to protect your mother or whatever.
Yes.
So when Inuyasha,
he comes in with the facts all the time.
Yeah. So because like the Shonen was a full demon, they can't touch demons can't touch that Tsuchiga like that. Inuyasha's half, so he can wield it, but he couldn't pull it out of the barrier. So, but the sword was designed to protect humans, which is why it finally revealed its true form when Inuyasha went to go protect Kagome.
Yeah, that's why it's left to Inuyasha and not to Shishomaru.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I won't reveal anything else. It's almost like y'all are waiting for it now.
Yeah, man. I mean, so after that, that's when you like we go through a bunch of episodes where you kind of like fill out the cast. And of course, the first member they meet Shippo, dog. Like I'll let y'all two handle this because that dude is trash, man. Like I want to limit how much I talk about Shippo.
Go ahead, Ty. You get Shippo.
So Shippo's story is kind of, I mean, his basically is a revenge story. He wants the shards to revenge. It was his parents, right, that were killed by Hitten and Men. I can't pronounce his name.
Yeah,
we all know I can't, anyways. But
just call them Thunder Brothers.
The Thunder Brothers.
Thunder Brothers.
Yeah, they actually have a good story. I like those two.
Yeah. But so he's collecting the shards to avenge his parents. He runs into Kagome and Inuyasha, and Inuyasha and Shippo, they like instantly don't like each other. They're just like, arguing and stuff. And I forget what was the reason. The Thunder Brothers kidnapped Kagome, but I forget why they kidnapped Kagome. There was a reason. Did she already have shards? Is that why they kidnapped her?
Yeah, they had a couple shards.
Yeah, they had a couple shards, but I feel like somebody wanted a wife. I don't remember. Anyways,
one of the brothers wanted a wife. Probably.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't really remember, but yeah, I remember the uglier brother had like the 2 shards in the head, and the other brother had. He was supposed to be ugly, and he kept going, "You're beautiful. Don't worry. You look just like our mother." You don't remember that?
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah,
that was a while. I don't. Yeah, it was like
wild, yo.
It was a quick filler episode to get Shippo into the gang, but yeah. I mean, they end up. Inuyasha ends up killing the Thunder Brothers. And,
yo, my favorite though is like Inuyasha throws Tetsaiga to like get the dude in the chest. And while he's dying, I was talking about, I was like, yo, I lost all my hair. I'll never get to grow it back. But he has like this long strand of hair on the back. He has a long ass ponytail. It's just like, what are you talking about? Like, this is your hair. He's like, yo, I'll never have hair again. It's like, bruh.
And then the other brother, he bites into the shards on his.
He eats his brother, man. He cannibalizes him. Yeah, he starts biting into him, and it's like, okay, so he powers up because he technically eats more jewel shards, and so he becomes like super powerful Thunder Brother, and starts like going in. This was like a actual legit fight. I couldn't believe it, because some of the fights, not so much.
It's a quick like and it's over, but yeah. But all in all, just like in any other battle, Inuyasha saving Kagome. He defeats the demon. Kagome is saved, and Shippo joins the crew reluctantly.
Yes. We find out that Shippo's father was the fox demon spirit, like protects him in a moment. Like there's like a thunder coming after him. And he's like, "Oh no, I can't defend myself!" And suddenly, like the spirit comes up around him. Yeah, he had to get protected from beyond the grave.
Yeah, but Shippo doesn't really have. It's just the illusionary ability that he has, right?
Well, they do
not even good.
No, but Shippo ends up being like a form of transportation for them. Like they ride on his back.
Yeah, he can transform into stuff.
Yeah, that's really what they use Shippo for, I feel like. And sometimes they use a little bit of other illusion magic, but that's all he really has. He's not really special.
And the dude got the audacity to pop off at Inuyasha. Like Inuyasha, that's why Inuyasha's always punching this dude upside the head.
I know. Yeah, you can't talk to us like that.
That was actually a plot device for Kagome saying sit, because Inuyasha always hits Shippo, and then for some reason Kagome looks at Shippo.
Shippo starts it. Shippo always starts it.
Exactly. Stop being mean to Shippo. And it's like, come on, go, man. You got to see through this.
Yo, that's like imagine if Puar or Oolong sat there and tried to shoot out Goku. Like, what are we talking about right now? The nerve. Like, on what grounds do you have to run your mouth, Shippo? No. My bad. I said I wasn't going to talk so much about you. My bad. This guy just angers me.
It's Sailor Mars all over again.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, Sailor Mars. No,
y'all are ridiculous with that. Y'all are ridiculous. Y'all owe Sailor Mercury an apology. All right. Y'all owe Sailor Mercury an apology. That's all I gotta say about that. Because they would have been dead if Sailor Mars was the second Sailor Scout found. That's all I'm saying. And it's true.
I mean, maybe.
Y'all owe Sailor Mercury an apology. But they say, but this isn't the time for that. Y'all can write your apology letters after the show.
Dang. He wasn't written. Yo, what? I'll be writing papers.
Nah, like that up on trash.
Yeah.
Who got Moroku? They found Moroku next, right?
Yeah, the wandering monk. The lecher who's been like swindling people in villages.
Yeah. He was a sly pickpocketer too.
Yeah, he was. And he was also trying to like marry every single chick in every village. Like, yo, don't worry. Yes, you can have my children holding their hands. Like, don't you worry about that. It's all good. I'll come back for you. My dude's cursed with a hole in his hand. It's basically a black hole.
Tunnel.
Yeah. which they nerfed very fast. They were like, "Yo,
Wind Tunnel was supposed to be this big ass huge time." I'm just like, "Yo, that's kind of actually beast." Yeah, and they nerfed it. They nerfed it so hard with the quickness.
I'm kind of glad they did it because, like, let's be honest, they would have just eaten every single enemy if they could have. Like, it was all gone.
It was the I don't even know how to. They were demonic wasps, right? That had poison, and every time you suck those up,
Naraku's demon insects. Yeah.
Every single time, it's just like, yo, wind tunnel, insects. Insects. He's like, yo, you want to do this? I was just like, wow, what an instant stop to that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes he was like, yo, I'm just gonna do it anyway. Yeah.
I was like, wow, how do you instantly nerf that? Because like, he almost beat Inuyasha with it. It's like the sword, but then like Kagome jumped on top of Inuyasha. Yeah, like, and because Merc was like, nah. I was like, I'm not trying to suck up a human.
Yeah. This is like, all right, man. He's got honor.
He's like, yo, it's like, all right, Inuyasha. He's like, you're half demon, so you're not too bad. I guess we can work together. But I'm just like, bro, I'm like, bro, you were just swindling people out of their money.
Yeah.
Who are you to start calling judgment?
Yeah, he swindles people out of their money, but he also kind of helps. Like sometimes, he was like decursing people or whatever. He was doing his thing, but also like getting paid extra. Like there's an episode where like this kid was maybe I should. This is the last episode in the season. Like this kid is like being sacrificed to the water god.
You jumping too far. We still missed like
are we gonna go over that? All right, I'll wait then.
Wait till we finish the team so you can go over the last episode.
Yeah. After Moroku, we get introduced to Sango, the Slayer, the Demon Slayer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I was like, yo, she's gangster when she came into the show. I was like,
yeah.
Unless you drew me out.
I don't like her weapon choice, but I like Sango because she's like a female, like actual fighter. So somebody else can actually go into combat with Inuyasha. Like, if I'm looking at this, like we're doing like an RPG, like, Inuyasha's the tank. He finally has another DPS. Like he's got the cleric back there healing him. Sometimes, Moroku's the mage. Shippo's the useless member of the party.
Facts.
Moroku could be technically useless as long as there's insects around.
Yeah, but
you know what? He'll still suck them up. Like if the need calls for it, he'll still suck them up and hurt them and hurt himself.
Yeah, and Moroku actually sometimes is more helpful. Like his staff has like some kind of power to it too, and then he has seals and stuff like that. So he's a helpful kind of like I would put him above Kagome, even though Kagome is kind of like, got that tank arrow, like she just knock anything out, even though her aim kind of sucks. But it gets better. Yeah. It does. So yeah, Sango is going after her brother.
Kohaku.
Yeah, who was not kidnapped, but basically left for dead and then had his mind wiped.
Brainwashed by Naraku.
Yeah, by Naraku, thinking everyone's dead. He kills everyone in his tribe. And
so sad.
Freaking Sasuke Uchiha right here.
Right? You mean
Itachi? Itachi, bro.
Oh, that's right. That's right. My bad.
I'm mad at you.
Well, no, I was thinking younger sibling. Okay, I'm sorry. But he is the one who killed everybody.
Is that supposed to be Sasuke behind you too?
No.
No, it's Tanjiro.
This is Tanjiro. This is just random samurai. Yeah.
But he does look like Sasuke. I won't. I'll give you that.
Yeah, no, I'll give you that. He's sort of a remix. He might be a little Sasuke-ish.
But So he gets brainwashed into killing his clan. Because he's got a poison jewel shard in the back of his neck, I believe.
Yep.
He has two. He has. I think he has one in his neck and his leg too. Right? Does he have? He has more than one.
I thought it was just the one.
I can't confirm.
No. Sorry. Wolf Demon. I'm thinking of a different guy.
Oh, Koga. Koga got two in his legs.
Yeah.
I can't stand him.
Yeah, he's a F boy.
He didn't come in season 1, did he?
No, he doesn't come in season 1.
All right.
Yeah.
Another spoiler.
I would. Man,
that
whatever.
doesn't qualify.
Man, whatever. People haven't seen Inuyasha yet. That's their issue. But the only thing I will say to Koga is the fact that his English voice actor is the same guy who did the voice for Wolverine in X-Men Evolution. And that was the only thing I liked about him. Yeah.
Oh, that cartoon.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about now.
The X-Men that was on Kids WB.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's why it's like, it's cool for him to be sniffing around because it's exactly the same thing. Like, I smell Kagome. Gotta go find her.
I mean, he's a wolf demon, so
yeah,
kind of the same thing.
Yeah,
Koga definitely F boy. But back to season 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I don't like Kohaku, man. He bugs me. Like, I get it's not his fault. He's possessed, like it's a track story, but like, that whole thing was just like, I'm fine if Kohaku dies. Honestly,
Yeah.
if Kohaku, I would have been fine.
No, seriously, there were points in the plot where I was like, maybe they should just let him get killed. I'm sorry, because she was like really, really longing after like her brother. Like she was ready to die. This is my brother. I have to save him. And then she becomes so like soft and tender when he was around that she was no longer a fighter. It really kind of took away from I feel like Sango's character, but it was supposed to build on like her being the matronly older sibling that she was. So I don't know. It really took her out of her game every single time she saw him because she was like, oh, it's you. And then she wouldn't fight anymore. What are you doing?
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we also glossed over Kikyo coming back, being awakened.
I was gonna get to that afterwards.
Yeah, she does. That's all you need to know.
That's the fun. Yeah, Kikyo, like, what was like that old witch try to like she brought Kikyo back to life. Why did she do that? I still can't remember. I forgot why she brought Kikyo back to begin with.
I'm not really sure.
Was it used to try and kill Inuyasha? Because they knew Kikyo wanted to kill Inuyasha.
We'll get back.
But did that old, but the old witch even meet Inuyasha by that point?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I was always wondering, like.
Your boy's looking it up.
There you go. Get it.
Yeah. Just keep going on him and Kikyo. No, I'll let you.
But she got back to life. But the thing is, like, the funniest thing is, like, as soon as she got brought back to life, she straight up killed the person who brought it back. She could have killed the witch.
Yeah, her soul was too strong.
Yeah,
so she was unable to control
the
her.
witch. Yeah, so the witch just brought her back to life to make her a battle slave, to make her a slave.
Oh, that's a terrible plot device. I'm sorry. At least have her have a reason,
That witch was just like just to make I mean, Kikyo was a powerful. Don't forget, at that time, I believe Kikyo was the most powerful priestess.
Yeah.
And so she's like, yo, if I need someone on my side to do battle, it's like, well, give me the most powerful priestess. But still, the moment she got back, Kikyo was like, yo, you think you can control me?
Yeah.
What? I wiped her away.
I don't know. She comes back as a kind of a vengeful, angry spirit. She's definitely not the gentle person that we met or that we find out she is throughout the show. But like, she goes to towns and like has her little freaking, what are those, snake demons? Whatever, stealing souls. So basically, so her like, so she's brought back to life in the sense like her soul is there, but her body is dead. So she has to ingest souls to keep it alive. Which again, what a weird plot. It's like you're alive but not really. You're back from the dead but not really alive. She just keeps eating souls. Yeah, she has to keep feeding herself.
Souls.
She keeps going from town to town, feeding herself on like kids and stuff. It's like, oh, all right, you are now a very evil person.
Wasn't it like dying souls though? It didn't have to actually be like, it wasn't alive souls that she was taking.
Yeah, she just the souls of the dead, but still, I leave the souls alone to be in peace. Because like her body was made up of like what, mud and leaves.
Yeah, it's like clay.
Oh, so it was a mud and leaves, and I think like the witch had taken like a portion. it holds a portion of Kagome's soul as well because they're linked.
Yeah. So Kagome kind of had a feeling that something happened when she was resurrected. Like, whoa, something's different. Like Kagome's sense is tingling.
It's your ripped off Spider-Man.
I mean, terrible. I mean, there's no other really word for it. I guess if he has to come up with a word, it's like sort of a sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
then we get Inuyasha, like, seeing Kikyo and like longing after Kikyo, and every single time he sees or like gets her scent, like he instantly like ditches the entire party. He ditches Kagome and is like, oh my goodness, it's Kikyo. Like,
not gonna
what are you
lie,
doing back?
That love story, that love triangle annoyed the hell out of me. It went on. Like anybody expecting this love triangle to be wrapped up like at any short point, it's not. It doesn't. It goes like, we'll just save you the trouble now. This love triangle goes on throughout the entire series. So like,
your girl died 50 years ago, bro. Sorry.
All what 162, 167 episodes of Inuyasha, and then 26 more in the final act. Yeah, this love story just literally drags out the entire series.
Right. Even when she's ready to be like, all right, lay me at rest. Nah, not quite. Your boy still wants your girl around. Like, oh, okay. And Kagome's like, so how am I supposed to feel about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, but dude was in love with Mud, basically.
I mean, he was in love with her soul because his love transcended life and death.
Got you.
Dude, you gotta make it deep.
Cheesy but accurate.
Yeah.
Cheesy but accurate.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she, like I said, Kikyo's life is not like he still loved Kikyo. It's just like the reason why the whole thing went down is, because Naraku. But does that even get explained season 1? I think, or is that season 2? That's not explained season 1. Yeah.
Yeah, none of that actually does. You do get introduced to who Naraku is in season 1. I think it's like episode 17. It's like finally you get your nemesis. But
Inuyasha gets a spider mark on the back. It's just like,
yeah.
This dude was like, Naraku was ridiculous. Like, this dude had like the big. I know people like to get on Naruto for have like plot armor. Naraku has like the biggest plot armor I've seen it all anime. He's just like, no, that's not me. There's just a clone of me. Here's another clone of me. I'm just gonna create 2 more clones of me. Oh, you think you got me? My asthma. Poison my asthma. I mean,
yeah, baboon skin.
Just traveling around baboon skin. Oh, well, I got you now. My asthma. Okay. Oh, we're finally gonna get you to poison insects. Let me suck you up now. I'm gonna suck you up now. Oh, you really poison insects?
Yeah, I don't like that. His body, like his body, like you cut it and it doesn't really matter. Like he's made of like hundreds of demons apparently. So it's like
because he made it. That's in season 2, but you can't exactly kill him. Because they don't go over that. They don't. That doesn't, like you said, that doesn't get revealed until the next season, I believe.
There's no Onigumo doesn't make it into season 1. I don't think. See, I don't really like the definition between the seasons because there's no real actual demarcation. I feel like season 1 is like putting the group together, and then like when Sango is finally cool with like, okay, this is our group, then season 2 starts.
Onigamo was introduced in season 1.
Oh, he was?
No, yeah, just like, yeah, he basically was just introduced, like just a quick glimpse of the story. Kanade, Kikyo's sister.
Kaede, yeah.
Kaede.
Gotcha.
She mentioned them because she showed them the cave.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So Onigumo, that I like this part then. All right, good. Onigumo is like a villain. He's like badly burned and hurt, and Kaede is like caring for him.
Kikyo.
Oh, it was Kikyo. That's right. Okay. It was Kikyo's caring for him, and she felt bad for him. He's like, he lusts after Kikyo. He begins to get like a real thirst.
Obsession.
Yeah,
obsession.
Calvin Klein. Like he gets really, really thirsty for her, like to the point where he like, I will move again, and like, I'm gonna get like tap them cheeks. Like he wants them. And so he sort of like makes a deal with like a couple demons, and it seems like he wants them to consume his body in order to become a mobile person again. And so he is consumed by all these demons, and they like leave like a pestilence on the ground where like grass won't even grow because he's just that evil at that point because of his like lust for her. And then that gives rise to Naraku, which is, I guess it's technically Onigumo's mind controlled by like a bunch of demons. Is that like his definition? Is that what he is?
pretty much.
All right, good.
Yeah. like Onigumo's like soul or whatever. Like there is still the human part.
Yeah.
Of him is Onigumo. The human part of Naraku is Onigumo, but like he's pushing that down, or he spends his time trying to cast it out. to be just right. Like kind of. So that's a similarity sort of between like Inuyasha and Naraku. They're both trying to like cast out their human side to become full demons.
Yep.
Yeah. Every time he tries to, he creates another incarnation, but that's season 2. I
tell you, this dude is protected by like the biggest plot armor. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like you can't really. It's hard to kill him because like you shoot him directly with an arrow. You hit him with the wind scar. You hit him with all these other things, and it's like nah. My
asthma. That's fine. My asthma. Oh, you think you got me? Nope. Poison body. Yep. Yeah, my asthma.
That was just a tentacle.
Everything.
Yeah. So I don't know. He's a really slippery villain. Inuyasha does develop the wind scar in the season 1, right?
Shit. Maybe. I'm not positive. Not positive.
I mean, that is one of his most basic and common attacks for the saga, I believe.
All right.
As far as the listener, that's a beast attack, though. It takes him a while to figure out how to use it.
So one of the things I don't like about Inuyasha, the series, right? It took him so long how to figure out how to use Tetsaiga's like, main ability, basically. And then it never becomes like a problem anymore because you don't ever have to see the wind scar. After like the first like episode or 2, the wind scar is just like a thing that he can use, like just wave the sword.
Yeah, it definitely. So yeah, that's in season 2. Like deep in season 2. He doesn't learn until episode 54.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a little further up.
That's way further up. But yeah, wind scar, that's a thing.
It was like I think it's like it's like episode 54 like canon, and then it's like if you include fillers, it's like episode 67. That's deep.
Dang. Yeah, that's real deep. It's like his like most basic attack. He was just using the sword, just barebacking it.
I believe it's 54.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, so you're just using it as a sort of slash. But when he finally learns that attack, it's kind of beast.
Yeah, I don't remember that. That's
season finale, season 1. Jamil, did you worry about that?
Yes, sorry. He was. So they go to check out the water goddess. No, not the water goddess. What is this? The sacrifices to the water god. That's that episode. All right. So the gang, the whole squad shows up at this village. They find that this tribe is about to sacrifice the chief's son to the water god.
Savage.
I know. It's like, so apparently the water god shoots an arrow on your roof. And whoever's roof they shoot, you got to sacrifice him like the next day. You got to bring him over to the temple. And so they're like, yo, what are you talking about?
Firstborn.
Yeah, you got to send him your firstborn. And so, they're like, why would you do that? That's savage. Like, we don't sacrifice people no more. Why don't we just go over there and knock out your god real quick? And y'all like, pay us a fee. And they were like, no, absolutely not. Like, I can't show weakness, especially not because this is my son. And this dude is like all gung-ho. And like, he's actually kind of mad that they even offered to help. He's like really gung-ho to go sacrifice his kid. And then like, they get accosted by this like child in the bushes. And the kid's like, yo, so there's some silk and there's a bunch of other stuff. And he's like, all right, so you guys consider yourself paid, right? You feel good? All right, so we're going to go kill this water demon because you guys just, this water god, because you guys said you could do it. And they're like, oh, okay, so why do you care? And so Kagome eventually goes like, I have a real sneaking suspicion that this is the chief's real son because he looks kind of like him. They're like, oh yeah, he has a slight resemblance. That makes sense. And so you find out that they're actually sacrificing somebody else to the water god. And so you go pan to the water god, and he's looking at this kid and he's like, yo, your hands are calloused and all rough. Like, obviously you're not the chief's son. Like, I'm about to send you back when the next rain comes and your body in pieces because, like, this is disrespectful. And so, Inuyasha comes in.
That's madness, man.
Yeah, like, yo, man, you can't be trying to sacrifice some random kid. Nah, I wanted the delicious one, not like a regular kid.
Delicious one.
I mean, he's delectable, whatever. I don't know. I'm not a demon.
Oh, man.
I can't say that I've ever feasted on humans, so I don't know how they taste.
I'm gonna second that. Ty probably won't,
Nah, I'm just saying, like, you talking about feasting on children this episode. Last episode, Cybo Dashni's like, yo, it's okay if humans die. I'm okay with it. Let it happen.
No. Let's be honest. Let's go back. Don't try to put that on me. Don't try to twist my words. Doll's fine with those kids who killed the puppy dying, okay?
Just that.
Not everybody deserves to live.
Makes sense.
All I'm saying is your boy here has never claimed anything about killing humans, eating little children. Your boy here is all about saving lives.
Yo, there's even an episode of Inuyasha where they were mean to a demon. I was like, yeah, y'all should just kill him. It's I think a season 2 or maybe even season 3 episode, but like, nah, they were being so mean to this dude and he was just trying to help, anyways, back to like the water god. So yeah,
I'm fine with it.
Yeah. He's okay with killing trash people, sometimes they got to go.
Oh, the water demon.
Yeah, the water god. They find out he's being so Inuyasha busts in, like, little kid's like, wow, he's real strong. And saves the other dude. This dude, the water demon, the water god. Why do you call him water demon? The water god has his trident. And instantly transforms Tetsaiga back to its like useless form, travel form, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Completely destroys. It is travel form, It completely destroys the temple around him, knocks Inuyasha and the rest of the gang out of the temple. This is the part where I was talking about like Moroku and like he sees Sango on the ground, right? So he comes all close. He's like, oh no, she's not breathing. I guess I need to like help her breathe a little bit. She must have ingested too much water. And he gets real close and they're like face to face. She wakes up and she slaps him in the face like, what were you trying to do, monk? And so, he's like, yo, my intentions were noble. I thought you were dying. And then I see Inuyasha float over with a couple of like, what are they called? Water sprites. They look little fish with like kimonos on basically. And they say that the actual water god is trapped in a bunch of rocks and like, yo, we gotta go and free him. And Inuyasha's not having that. He goes, yo, get your priorities straight. Kikyo is still in there. She's still in trouble. Like, he goes out to go rescue his girl.
Wait, Kagome or?
Sorry, Kagome. I kind of wish their names were different. All right, anyways.
The names are different. What do you mean?
No, not the same sound at the beginning. Kikyo, Cook. Yeah, hey, that's the. Anyways, all right. It's just a K. It's just a K. Anyways, he needs to go save his girl, Kagome. Because she's still fighting the false water god at that time. And then you find out that Moroku and Sango find the real water goddess, who's just like little tiny thing. She's like stuck in a bunch of rocks, and my boy Moroku again, he's like, she's so small and beautiful. I mean, like, I'm willing to give it a shot if you are. And like everyone's like, yo, what are you talking about? What are you talking about right now? And it's like, nah, we can't do that. And so she's like, well, just free me. And so they free him, bring her to the battle. Inuyasha is over there like trying to use his Tetsaiga, and every single time he gets hit by the trident, the Tetsaiga goes back to being useless. And so the battle plays out as like Songo, who's finally like, ready to fight because she had gotten injured in the episode previously, is fighting side by side with Inuyasha using her big ass boomerang. Yes, it does work in this battle. It doesn't get knocked out of her hands. She never uses a sword, but that's fine. And like, they're going toe to toe with this demon that is pretending to be the water god. And let's see, they have to knock the trident out of this guy's hand. So Inuyasha's like struggling with him. He finally gets the trident. The false water god turns into a snake. Inuyasha has the trident, drops it into the water. The chief's actual child goes into the water to go retrieve the trident, finally gets it. They end up throwing it up to the actual water goddess, and she like transforms, like becomes big. Moroku kind of stares real quick. And then she because he doesn't have the trident anymore, Inuyasha is now able to use the Tetsaiga, cut this dude up. Moroku sucks him into his wind tunnel, and then the trident subsides the rest of the storms and everything like that. But they go back to the village, and like all this other stuff, you see them leaving the village, and like Moroku's like, yeah, they were so like happy and apologetic, and like, as soon as I told the rest of the chief that like, I was gonna tell the rest of the villagers that his son was so heroic, like he gave me all this stuff. I couldn't believe it. It was like, he's like, dude, you blackmailed him? You blackmailed him to give you all this stuff, man. It was like, that's my boy. It's like, okay, nah, favorite character right there.
Yeah, got a same old Moroku. Some things just don't change.
Tried to swindle him, man. He's like, oh, he was so heroic in that battle. I couldn't believe it. He goes, here's all this stuff. Take it. Don't say nothing. Just leave. It's yeah. Oh, yeah. But that's like the ending of Inuyasha for season 1, because the gang is all together. Yep. And there's nothing really like crazy that happens in the season, because like I don't know, they don't really like have like a final like, oh yeah, you fought that boss and now like we move on, like in Digimon, like I'm gonna use Digimon as an example. You killed my Otismon, all of a sudden like you got another season, like something's different. So yeah, something's a little bit different.
Yeah, you good with that?
Like I said, it's basically it's like now that you have the gang together, just go. Now it's time to go collect them jewel shard pieces.
Yeah, exactly. That's what happens. So that's they made that demarcation. Boom, right there. Like that's the end of season 1.
I do want to leave our listeners with this. We didn't state this, but when it's a new moon, Inuyasha turns into a full human.
Yes, that is right. New moon, Inuyasha turns into a full human, loses all his demonic abilities, and his hair goes from being white to black.
Yup.
Yeah. Any other last final comments, fellas?
Watch Yashahime. I'm ready.
I know.
Or read the manga. Yashahime looks interesting.
See, I can't now. I have to watch Final Act now because I need to like be fully caught and then go on to Yashahime. So
you gotta watch Final Act to get the full ending of Inuyasha.
Yeah, exactly.
Looks like I'll do it. I'll watch it.
Exactly.
Good stuff.
Right. Yeah. You got anything else? You got a quiz for us today or no?
No, because we literally said everything. Like I couldn't like depict anything that was just like something that was there, but it was like a hidden gem. I couldn't find anything. That wouldn't come up. That was juicy. I mean, I like my questions to be juicy.
Yeah,
that's fine. Fine with calling it there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's another episode of Anime Brothers. It's hearing from me, Dashni. We got Ty So Fly, Quiet Jazz. Make sure to like and subscribe. If you're on our YouTube page, give us a comment. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you want to hear. Future episodes. Right now, we got an actual tournament going up on our IG page at Anime Brothers on Instagram. Look us up. We got a little anime tournament for our anime heroes. Look that up. Be sure to look at it. Actually, my bad. That is up. It is currently up now. But by the time you hear this episode, it's probably gonna be done. I forgot we're recording this in advance. My bad. So ignore that. But yeah, be sure to like and subscribe. Leave us comments below. You can find us obviously on YouTube or anywhere you can listen to your podcast mediums. Again, leave comments, give us a like, hit that bell. We out.
Any out.
Any out.
Peace.
Peace.